Recording. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. This is a session on report writing and the common complaints, consumer complaints against home inspectors. The state of Arizona says the 10 most common complaints are water. Water. I'm gonna say water 10 times, but the most common complaint are water related. And when we say that, it's roof leaks, plumbing leaks. You think it would be structural or electrical or something, but it's water. The inspector doesn't say the sink is leaking, and yet there's signs of leakage in his picture. The inspector doesn't say the roof is leaking, but yet there's water stains on the ceiling. The inspector doesn't write down water stains in the attic. It's just, you're supposed to still write that up. So as I was talking to the new director of the TBR, the other second most common complaint is defects around the swimming pool, even though you disclaim you're inspecting the swimming pool. If it has water there that fills the pool, you're required to inspect it. That is a water leak. So if an anti-siphon is missing or it's leaking, you're still required to do it. If there's an electrical panel falling off the wall near the pool, you need to say, I disclaim that because someone else was inspecting it. But you have to specifically say, I did not inspect the electrical. I did not inspect the plumbing. Someone else was inspecting it. But you have to put it in your report, not just say, I don't look at pools, because you're required to inspect those per the SOP, the standards of practice. Okay, up here on the screen, now if you have any questions, just unclick your mic and speak away. Now, Roger's part of the EAC. What does that stand for, EAC, Roger?
Enforcement Advisory Council.
Okay, so when you have a complaint filed against you and it's sent to the state, he's going to first look at that report and go through it and make sure it meets these 84 items. So I want everyone to look at your screen up here. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5, all are required to be in your contract. You say, what does that mean? Well, you're supposed to get a contract signed before you deliver your report. That's in the law by the state of Arizona under our licensing laws. So again, number 1, inspection purpose, scope, limitations, exclusions, and the fee. Again, what does that mean? How much am I charging you? What am I not doing? What am I limited to do? I don't go on tile roofs. So it says I don't go on tile roofs. Purpose and scope. I'm inspecting all the items that I don't exclude. So that's what you're going to say. Number 2, the date. The date the inspection was performed, not the date you gave them the inspection, the typed in inspection. Some of you give it the next day, so there might be 2 different dates. What day did you do the inspection? The inspector, your license, not the company. So we need your name, your application number. Performing the inspection must exist in the agreement. Wait a minute, the agreement? Yeah, the contract. Again, all these first 5 items must be in the contract. So if you're using ISN in a pre-signed form that's online and you click on it, they need to know who you are. And I've looked at inspection reports when I was doing EAC work. I never even saw the name of the inspector, not once. Didn't know who did it, didn't know when he did it. Firm address. Well, the firm is if you have a company name, and this has nothing to do with inspectors per se, but the state requires it because we're in the board for engineers and architects, and they work for firms. So the firm mailing address must be included in the agreement or your PO. Number 5, this is very important, everybody. The Arizona Standards of Professional Practice. It has to say that somewhere. So the Arizona Standards of Professional Practice for home inspectors. I added the word for home inspectors because there are some other standards dealing with professional practice that are part of Arizona. So you want to make sure you're covered. And these standards are great because they protect you for that. Okay. Any questions about 1 through 5? They got to be in your contract. They're also in our inspection report. Anything else to add, Harris? No?
Nope.
Okay. Number 4, 4.0, structural components. Okay. All those subcomponents, footings, foundations, wall, framing, that's in black there. You can read it. Can be noted as not visible. The condition of the overall components must be observed and reported. Well, before they said you couldn't even say not visible. You had to sort of guess what they were. You're going, come on. The foundation is in the ground, but the visible conditions do not indicate any structural cracking or any settlement or whatever word you want to use. So they're telling us right here, they want to get rid of this, everybody. And I'm going, why? Well, this helps. So foundation, observe and report on the foundation type. That's part of our law. Example, concrete slab on grade, concrete masonry basement. So in your report, you have to have the word foundation somewhere that you're inspecting it. So you have to say the type, describe it, slab on grade, post tension. That can be under styles and materials. Then condition is always going to be an item that is reported on. The visible portions of the foundation, satisfactory or visible, or it's not acceptable to describe the foundation as simply not visible. You just can't say not visible. You have to say the parts of the foundation that are visible do not show any signs of settlement, or are there no cracks visible? I know it's sort of crazy. I would not say no structural indications are noted at this time, because who knows? But again, they're going to manifest themselves as cracks coming up out of the foundation. Any question about foundation? Let's go to floor. Floor structure and foundation may be the same depending on the type of system you have. Monolithic pour, slab on grade, post-tension slab. Those are all floor structure and foundation combos where they're all together. Okay. A stem wall construction under a masonry house is not part of your floor structure. That's stem wall. The floor structure would be your slab on grade. So observe and type, framed, concrete, or not determined. Well, I don't know how you can't determine the floor. You're standing on it. And the condition to the extent is visible each level of the structure. So if I have a 2-story house and it's on a slab on grade or a basement, I have to say the basement level, the first floor or main floor is frame stucco or frame, and then the second level, if it's a multi-level house, you have to describe it. Satisfactory inspection, limited pour, access unknown, flooring limits visibility. The house was, who lived there? A hoarder was living there. Take a picture and you're not able to tell. It is not acceptable to describe the condition of the floor simply as not visible. Wall structure. Observe and report on the type. Okay, this one's sort of weird, because when they're talking about the wall structure, structure is something that holds it up. So we're not talking about pony walls and walls that aren't structural. It's got the word structure in it. Observe and report on the type. Framed, masonry, not determined. And condition to the extent. Okay, can you guys still hear me? It says your audio connection has been lost. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody wave their hands? It says connection lost. Please check your network. If you don't reconnect within 60 minutes. Oh, Jesus. Okay, can you guys see me? Can you see me? I can't believe this. Okay. Okay. Here, okay. You see my hand? I'm waving. Waving. Okay. Here's what we're going to have to do. It looks like I've lost my audio. You're recording. Stop your recording. Well, let's. Okay. I'm going to click out and sign back in. Here we go. Bye, everybody.